Do you ever get like real deep and think to yourself, where would my life have turned out if it wasn't for 3.75-inch Star Wars action figures? I'm fucking serious, man. Think about it. If you're a viewer or subscriber of this channel, you probably have had a similar life path to my own, in which you probably got addicted to this shit when you were like 4 years old. This 3.75-inch molded plastic shit that was designed in Cincinnati, Ohio, and manufactured in Hong Kong back in 1978 through 1985. Yeah, I'm talking about the Kenner Vintage Star Wars collection, guys. This is what really started it all, and you can't deny that. I mean, if you're a kid of the 70s and 80s, you probably got started on 3.75-inch Kenner Star Wars figures like me. And man, oh man, you tried to give it up, didn't you? I mean, you hit 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, man. It wasn't cool anymore. You couldn't be playing with this shit. I mean, you tried to sometimes. Sometimes you'd come home from school in middle school and play with it under your bed just in case somebody looked through your window and saw you playing with this shit. And you'd rather get caught whacking off than playing with Star Wars figures at that age. Harsh. It was harsh. And you tried to move on, and maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe you moved on in middle school and got into high school and learned how to drive a car, and maybe even got laid. Maybe you got lucky. Maybe you got your hand down little Sally Lou's knickers one night. You weren't thinking about your 3.75-inch action figures. You were probably thinking of a different little soldier. But you came back to it, I'll tell you what. You're like me, you did come back to it. For me, it was 1996 when freaking, at the time, Kenner, soon to be Hasbro, re-released the 3.75-inch Star Wars collection in modern form. Came back to it. Collected it, loved it. And if you're like me, you haven't looked back since. And your world has just completely grown around buying plastic crap. You maybe have moved on to Black Series, or maybe even Hot Toys. Hell, you could have a whole basement like I do, just completely contaminated with plastic awesomeness everywhere you look. And you think to yourself, what if? What if I never started this stuff when I was like 4 years old? How different would your life been? You think to yourself, would you be like the normies you see on Facebook? Your normie friends on Facebook who like have normal like houses and classy interior design tastes and go to wine tastings and travel to foreign countries. You don't do that shit. Fuck, you're lucky to get out once a year and maybe go to a water park or something. You don't have the money for that, man. You gotta buy plastic shit. Maybe your life would have turned out a lot better. Maybe you'd have a giant savings account. Maybe you'd be invested in stocks and bonds and be set for retirement. Or maybe not. Maybe it goes a totally different direction, guys. Maybe if you hadn't gotten addicted to this plastic crap, you'd have gotten addicted to something far worse in your teens and 20s. You'd end up drinking yourself to death, or ended up dead in a ditch with methamphetamine needles shoved between your toenails. So maybe these little things did save your life. Maybe you are better for having this shit in your life right now. Maybe. I don't know, guys. But anyway, we're going to be looking at 3.75-inch Star Wars figures tonight. We are going to be giving an ultimate tribute to the ultimate cool line that started it all. Yeah, we're going to be looking at some 3.75-inch original Kenner, but more importantly, we're also going to be looking at all the awesome, cool, vintage trilogy collection figures that I've been picking up lately, because Hasbro has been hitting it out of the park. This line has gotten a renaissance in the last couple of years, and I don't pull punches, guys. If it sucks, it sucks. It wasn't real good 5-10 years ago, but now these figures look awesome, and we're going to be looking at those. Yeah, guys, let's get on it, guys. Let's check out some 3.75-inch Star Wars love tonight here on the Plastic Planet.
Knickknacks, Plastic Planet.
Alrighty, guys, well, like I said, we're going to be looking at some 3.75-inch Star Wars figures tonight. We're going to start out with a little bit of vintage love, but then we're going to be moving on to mostly modern tonight. So let's get on it, guys. Let's get on it right now. Alrighty, guys, well, if you're a longtime viewer, subscriber, you guys know this is the mainstay of my vintage collection, or my retro neo-vintage collectibles. There's some new and some old in here. There's, like I've said many times in the past, there's figures in here that I've had for like 4 months, and some that I've had for 40 years. So it's a real mix of true vintage and basically reissues and third-party stuff. I got this awesome Stan Solo Luke and Han over here. They're hanging out with my childhood Chewbacca there, so that's a nice mix. And I got a C-3PO and then an R2-D2 with a third leg, also from Stan Solo. And then I don't remember where I picked up that vintage stylized background, but it looks so good, kind of draped behind my Death Star playset. Look how good that freaking looks. I think I picked that up just off eBay, and it's totally just like taken, I think honestly, just from the old graphics from this Death Star playset, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, yeah, looking absolutely fantastic here. Not a lot of changes over here. I just kind of wanted to touch on it real fast. If you guys recall, a couple videos back, I showed off those 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi figures, and they're tucked away in this section over here. There's that Leia Bouche, looking really nice. It's just really nice to have, you know, real fresh looking, you know, neo vintage figures hanging out in here, just looking so cool and so crisp and so, you know, basically almost brand new. There's that Han Solo as well, and he is accompanied by, I think, now I don't remember which one is my childhood and which one is, no, that one's my childhood, Luke Skywalker there, and right there is the new one. So yeah, looking really, really cool over here. So yeah, that's a nice selection. I just dig that a lot, man. Again, I don't have anything real new to show off to you guys, but it's always nice to visit over here, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, looking great.
Hey, don't be a dick. Subscribe to the channel. If you are subscribed, we love you.
Alrighty guys, now one thing I've been pointing out for a number of videos now, I'm really trying to kind of compartmentalize my collection with little tiny dioramas basically all over the place, great and small. And I thought that these would be a really, really nice add. These are both of these are actually 1995 or 1996 era Power of the Force 2 Death Star kind of playset dioramas that came out, and I basically just repurposed them with modern figures, and I think they look absolutely fantastic. And it's a nice complement to a lot of the cardboard backdrops that I have throughout my collection from Cardstock Cantina. But I think these look really, really nice as well. And they, like I said, these are just a little more tactile than the cardboard are. And I just think like this one looks absolutely fantastic. You know, you've got the Death Star detention block there, and I absolutely love like the grid lines on the floor, just how nice that looks. Again, this is 1996 era Hasbro, looking really, really nice. It's a fantastic piece, and those modern figures just shine in it, man. I think they look great. So yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so I mentioned I got two of them. Now this was another set. This, of course, is based off of the Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia's heroic swing across the giant chasm of death there in the Death Star. Of course, this is another of those playsets that came out in 1996 for the Power of the Force 2 line, and again, I've just completely repurposed it with modern action figures. And I've got a little headcanon fun going on there using that Imperial Cruiser Mandalorian Season 2 Luke Skywalker with an older Han and Chewie in there. Actually, I think that's the Chewie that came with my ATSD that I'll be showing you guys in just a few minutes. But yeah, looking really, really cool. And then I also just sort of supplemented it with another one of those vintage backgrounds that I got off eBay. Again, that's just basically someone printed, just did some old touch-up prints of the old Death Star playset cardboard inserts, and yeah, it looks absolutely pretty cool, I think, within this the confines of this diorama. So you've got a little bit of mix of vintage in there with a little bit of mix of you know, Power of the Force 2, you know, early infancy modern love in there, as well as some modern 3.75-inch figures. Oh, there's a Purge Trooper in there too. I think that's from Jedi Fallen Order. But yeah, looking really, really cool. Challenging Luke Skywalker there. He's going to get his ass kicked, I think. But yeah, looking great there. Yeah, I dig this a lot. This is one of my favorite little sort of dioramas I've done recently with 3.75-inch figures. Looking great. Couple more things to show off to you guys. You guys may have noticed some of these in my intro, but I did add some more pieces to my sort of Coruscant-esque nightclub slash bar here. I love that figure and DN figure. He's been in there for a while. But I also added that Prince Izor. Look at that Prince Izor and the Princess Leia there in blue. It's really sexy if I don't say so myself. But yeah, that Princess Leia in the blue there and that Prince Izor were like Dark Horse Comics comic packs. And they actually came together. I picked them up loose off Mercari for maybe 30, 40 bucks. And I think they look absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, that Lando Calrissian, I think he was from the 30th anniversary wave way back in, what would that have been, 2007? Anyway, that's Lando there. It's from the end of The Empire Strikes Back. Kind of feel like this is sort of like a Shadows of the Empire kind of scene there with Leia and Lando trying to get information on where the hell Boba Fett took Han Solo, or trying to find Boba Fett or something. I don't know, man. You know, it's some headcanon shit. Oh, and there's Han's other love there, Kira, man. It could be a cat fight here, man. Who's hotter, man? Who's hotter, Kira or Leia? I don't know, man. Leia looks like a freaking sex kitten there, man. I don't know, but Kira's pretty nice looking as well. Anyway, guys, yeah. Anyway, I'll stop being a dirtbag. But yeah, looking good. I like this scene a lot. Alrighty guys, and a couple additions to my Navarro area over here. I've got Mara Jade chilling in there. I think she was also from one of those Dark Horse comic packs. I'm not sure who she came with, but I picked her up loose. I don't remember where. I think it was maybe eBay. And then of course I also have that conceptual Ralph McQuarrie Chewbacca, which basically is like like Zeb from frickin' Rebels. But yeah, looking really, really cool in there. So they're hanging out in here in my Navarro bar with some of the guys from the Mandalorian. I think I picked up the Mando 2.0 there when I got my Razor Crest about 6 months ago. So yeah, that's looking good. And then moving over here, I added a Doug. That's some figure I've had forever. I think that's my Sebulba from my Sebulba's Pod Racer. And then I also added in there's some sequel love in there, which yeah, but the figures look cool. They got BB-8 there in a sack, but the figures look pretty cool. And then of course I put that awesome fairy droid on top of a dewback, which I think is kind of neat. So yeah, looking good though. I think it's looking really, really sweet over here. Couple other new additions to show off to you guys tonight. I did pick up the brand new speeder bike from the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi 3.75 inch collection that have just come out. And the speeder bike came with that really cool Scout Trooper. And they look pretty good. I wish the Scout Trooper sat a little better on the bike, and maybe it would if I futzed with it a little bit more, but it looks pretty good. I do like that transparent stand it's sitting on. Looking really, really nice in here. I've got some other stormtroopers in there as well that I'm going to tell you guys about in just a few minutes. And then of course there's an older Black Series ATST, which still looks really pretty good when it decides to stand. This one stands the best out of all three. And I'm going to show you guys my two other ones here in just a second. This one, of all the three of this particular mold, this one stands the best. And I do have a Remnant Stormtrooper in there as well. I love the Remnant Stormtroopers, looking so cool. But anyway, yeah, that's looking good. That's a good little section in there. So I cannot remember if I showed this off to you guys or not. I think I did, but anyway. Here's like my Fallujah Rancor that I picked up loose off Mercari. I think I spent like 80 bucks on him total. And he's just rad, man. He's rad. He looks cool, man. He's all tattooed up and shit. And he's got this like weird ass kabuki looking berserker dude riding him. I guess he's a Felucian or something, but yeah, looking really, really cool. I kind of always thought it was like a Dathomir witch, but I think I'm wrong on that. But yeah, you guys can correct me if you know any better. Anyway, man, that Rancor's wreaking havoc there with some old Power of the Force 2 Stormtroopers. Even though they're all buff, man, they're no match for that big boy. And then over here, I've got some more bootleg Stormtroopers I'll tell you about in just a few minutes. And yeah, this is the Endor 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Scout Walker, and it looks really nice. The paint apps are great on it. It looks fantastic. It has stability issues like all the other ATSDs in this mold, unfortunately. This thing has actually taken a dive once already off this shelf, and that's not cool, man, because it's right down here is, try not to go too fast, but right down here is my couch, and I've actually been, excuse my bare foot, sorry, and I've actually been sleeping on that couch, and I'm like, man, if this thing falls on my head, it's going to hurt. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. It looks great overall. I'm really pleased. I love the mold, man. I love the mold on these, but the stability just sucks. It's hard to get these things to stand, especially if those joints get any bit loose. It comes down, man. But anyway, I'm not going to give you like a full 360 review on this fucker. It's cool. You just have to take my word for it, but it does stand sort of sketchy, I guess. But yeah, looking cool. You guys will check it out. I'm sure you saw this piece in the intro, and I'm sure you wanted some explanation on what the hell it was. As you guys may or not know, I've been experimenting a lot with doing a lot of diorama making in my free time. And I came up with this one last weekend over the long Memorial Day weekend. And I basically took the first ATSD or Scout Walker I ever bought from that mold. I think that's a Black Series one that had just become so unstable it just wouldn't stand on its own. Basically broke it and freaking weathered it up really, really well using acrylic paints and kind of shoved it up against this rock here, which basically is an aquarium plant. And yeah, and just basically built this diorama around it using resin, foam, paint, sand, rocks, all that good stuff. And I think it came out pretty damn good. I did have to sacrifice an Ewok. That's the Ewok that came with the Power of the Force 2 glider that I've never really displayed. So I sacrificed him. He's now embedded in resin, so he'll never be the same again, but that's okay. He was kind of a piece of shit. But I've got some other Ewoks here hanging out. It's kind of an Ewok picnic. That was sort of my inspiration for this. And I actually ordered some custom Ewoks off Etsy that are going to go in here as well. Sort of some Ewok Battle of Endor love, so to speak. But anyway, it should be cool. There's a little fish in there. There's a little rubber fish. I just kind of stuck in there. And of course, this guy's got some fishing line and he's got him on the hook. And yeah, and I did go with like a nice aqua blue in there. It came out a little too dark, more dark than I wanted it to, but maybe it just kind of gives it like the effect of being deep. And I love touching resin. It's like smooth like glass. But anyway, yeah, it kind of winds around. The whole display winds around. And then there's this like Gomper Ewok over here, all, you know, in the mud. He's got resin all over him, but I think he looks really pretty cool. But yeah, no, overall, I'm really pleased how this turned out. I did some dry brushing on this aquarium rock here to give it a little more detail. And again, I tried to weather up the ATSD and kind of give it the effect that it's been there for, you know, this is maybe like, you know, headcanon kind of thing. Maybe this is 10 years after the Battle of Endor kind of thing. So it's been there a long time. And it's just sort of a monument to the Ewoks' triumph over the evil Galactic Empire as they're hanging out and showing the next generation how to fly fish and shit or something. I don't know. But anyway, I thought it looks really, really cool. And again, I'll be adding to this more in the future, and you guys will see that progress as it comes along. But yeah, I dig it a lot. I think it looks good. I kind of like happy things. This is just sort of happy. Yeah, I think it looks really, really good. And I'm pleased on how that ATSD came out, actually. I think it looks pretty decent. All right, so check it out, guys. I got some carded figures to show off to you guys. I'll get these out eventually, but I don't think I'm gonna do it tonight because I'm tired. To be honest with you, I was gonna, but I'm fucking tired. Anyway, yeah. So check it out, man. I got this Imperial Stormtrooper Navarro Cantina guy with a WEB blaster. Is that what those are called? I don't remember. Anyway, really, really cool. I think that's really neat. That's rad. Comes with a blaster effect. That's cool. And then I also got Boba Fett here from Book of Boba Fett. And that's pretty cool. Tatooine Boba Fett. He comes with a couple Stormtrooper helmets. I'll do something cool with that. Yeah, so that's going to be rad. I got to get that out. I've had him for a while. What else we got in here? Oh, I've got Cassian Endor. Picked him up a while back. Still haven't unboxed him. Not really exactly sure what to do with it. Kind of a hot take. Of all the stars that's come out, I was the least impressed with Endor. And I know that's... you know, I mean, it wasn't like sequel bad or anything. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was good, but I don't know, man. I just thought it was kind of boring, man. You know, I know a lot of people enjoyed it, and that's totally cool. But to me, it was a little boring. I mean, you know, it wasn't terrible, but it was, I don't know, man. It wasn't anything I'd rewatch, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, cool figure. That's a great looking Cassian. Look at that. Yeah, that looks beautiful. What else? Oh, yeah, check it out, man. I got the Clatoonian Raider from Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Yeah, looking rad. I wish I hadn't skipped on that ATSD, although it would also have stability issues, I'm sure. But yeah, the Raider himself looks really, really good. That's a really, really cool looking figure. Again, man, God, I got to tell you, man, we are living in the golden age of 3.75-inch Star Wars figures. I can't say enough good things about them. They just look absolutely fantastic. I know they're expensive. I know the price point are high on these, but they look so good. I got another weathered up Remnant Stormtrooper. That looks really good. I'll get him unboxed too. And there's a few of these I've just bought multiples of because I just am so impressed with them. Most including this one. That's of course the Imperial Light Cruiser Luke Skywalker from Season 2 finale of Mandalorian. This is the third one I own. So I have one in box. I've got and two in displays. But yeah, looking cool. I might keep him on card actually. But yeah, looking really, really cool. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. All right, so I'm over on the other side of the room. Got a few more figures to show off to you guys. Yeah, I've been picking up all these retro Indiana Jones figures. This is one's from Temple of Doom. And I think I got the Indy from Last Crusade with the tie today. Anyway, I won't show those off in this video. This one just happens to be sitting up here. But yeah, I'll show those off in another video. I'm thinking about unboxing these probably and putting them in a diorama downstairs in the arcade/archive room. But yeah, these are really, really cool. It's cool that they're also doing these retro figures for Indiana Jones like they did for Star Wars. So really, really cool. And then check it out. Oh yeah, this is a great figure. Found Yak Face, or I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It's fucking Yak Face. But yeah, he looks really, really good. Yeah, I picked him up about a month ago. Again, I'll get him out. I do have that 3.75-inch scale Jabba's Palace, or it's actually Book of Boba Fett Palace, and it comes with big fat bib. I have that on pre-order, and I'll get that this fall. So he'll go in that. But yeah, looking good. And then, oh, yep, there's a Woof. It's Klaatu to me, man. This will always be Klaatu, but Woof, whatever. So yeah, that's a good looking figure too. Again, look at the head sculpt on that. Yeah, looking good. Absolutely fantastic. So I'll get all these figures out eventually for you guys. And last but not least, I've got Barada. That's not his name anymore, but it was Barada in Return of the Vintage Collection. So the original Vintage Collection, I should say. So yeah, that's a great looking fucking head sculpt, man. These guys are like dogmen, man, and that looks good. That looks really sharp. Yeah, I dig that. Looking awesome. Oh man, and last but certainly not least, I picked up this Boba Fett. I think this is a Target exclusive. And you guys can call me fucking stupid for buying this, because I am fucking stupid for buying this. This was like $24. $24 for a 3.75-inch figure. I know it's got that cool vintage color scheme, and it's got a really nice box, but I don't know, man. I guess the cardstock's okay on the back. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I just bent it. It's just fuck. But I don't know, man. $26 for this was a fucking ripoff, but I bought it because I'm stupid. But, yeah, you know, shit. That's a collector upgrade if I ever saw one, man. That's not fucking inflation. That's just fucking corporate greed. But, yeah, no, he looks great, though. And, you know, glad I have him. No, I just fucking bent the card. But, yeah, looking rad. Looking cool.
From Knickknack's Plastic Planet here. Well, obviously you know that 'cause you clicked on the video. Hey, check it out. So I bought a bag of, supposedly there's like 20 freaking Stormtroopers, 3.75-inch Stormtroopers, bootleg Stormtroopers from China in here that I picked up off eBay for like 20 bucks. And, you know, a little army building fun. So we're going to open this up and see if it's any good. So, let's see. This could be really cool or really, really bad. Let's see. Let's find out right now.
Alrighty, so yeah, let's get this bag open here. I got my my address is actually on the other side. I'm not gonna dox myself. What is that? What is that when you like reveal, you know, where you live and shit on accident online in like a major way? But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what that word is. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna open this sucker up. Let's get this thing open up and see what's in here. Yeah. So I've like not like put out like hardly any content in like the last month, and I apologize for that. Had a lot going on in my life again. It's been a crazy year. But yeah, so the first bit of content I put out, I can't even get this open without some scissors, but the first bit of content I put out, instead of like, you know, the 4 other really cool hot toys I picked up, or some of the awesome Hasbro 3.75-inch figures I bought, so much cool shit I have here that I really could share with you guys. The first thing I put out in over a month is me opening up a bag of potentially garbage action figures. But yeah, anyway, okay, so I'm gonna get some scissors. Hang on, hang tight. All right, so yeah, so I used a razor blade, you know, same difference. Let's get this shit open. I normally don't unbox things on camera like this, but this is sort of a unique situation to show off maybe some cool, cool discount army builder figures, or maybe just a complete fucking joke. I don't know, but you guys can see what we're looking at right now. Again, I think there's 20 in here, maybe 10. I can't remember. There you go. I don't know. They don't look great. They don't look bad. Let's get after this. Here we go. And I will give you guys a look at what we got here. Oh, they're individually bagged, which is nice. Not terrible. Not terrible. Again, I only paid like 20 bucks for all these. It's like $1 a piece. Really? There's a weird notch on the back. But yeah, interesting. So yeah, let's get these out and see how good or bad they look. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's get them out. Let's check it out. And looking at them one more time again, all set up here. Again, I got this from a seller from the Far East. I have no idea if these were produced in some kind of horrific sweatshop condition or anything like that. No idea. That's never a good thing. But you know, I'm not... I'm not making any social proclamations here on the plastic planet. But again, I just wanted some cheap-ass Stormtroopers to kind of fill in the ranks a little bit throughout my 3.75-inch collection. And I think these guys do fit the bill. Like, are they great? No. Are they horrible? No. Are they meh? Yeah. But that's what they're supposed to be. So anyway, I don't know. I'm mildly impressed. Again, just check out eBay if you want your own set. Yeah. I'm not giving this a sterling thumbs up, but it's not bad. And like I said, it fits the bill. So yeah, pretty cool.